What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. D-Day has finally come after all the delays, all the reschedulings. Irish Drift Series round 1 is tomorrow. I absolutely can't wait. I can't believe that it's actually finally here. Car is sitting there, just washed. Paz car is in the background there, just loaded up. And Shane's car is way off in the back of the shed there. Of course, he was the first one to be loaded up. So you saw from the last vlog that testing went extremely well last time. Few niggly issues that we had to get sorted during the week. We actually had to replace Shane's steering rack after he bent it down there, unbeknownst to us at the time. But yeah, absolutely can't wait. Looks like everything is completely ready to go. It looks like it's going to be a cracking event. They released the driver's entry list and it's absolutely amazing. So I really can't wait to get back into competitive drifting for the first time in 6 years. So to say the nerves are at me is a little bit of an understatement. But first things we got to do is, as I'm the last one to get loaded up as always, we'll get the 180 on the trailer and then we'll be ready for the morning. That's all 3 cars loaded up and ready for a super early start in the morning. We will catch you guys at 4 o'clock in the morning on the road to Mondello. See you then. What is up, guys? Good morning. As you can see, we have arrived in Mondello and this track looks awesome. First practice runs are just about done. Shane got on really well actually, a few niggly issues but nothing major at all, and he's really starting to dial in the line. Me and Pat are in practice group 2, so let's see how that goes now. I'll drop in a little bit of in-car camera to see how we get on. I'm really happy with my lead line. I think I've pretty much dialed in a couple of really tricky spots on this track, but overall really happy. I think I need to dial a little bit more grip in for battles if I get there, but first we have to overcome qualifying, of course, which is up next. So I'll throw in my 2 qualifying runs here for you.
Now, a man with a bit of pressure on his head. It is Kevin O'Connell returning to competitive drift action after a number of years out of the car. He sold the car, went to Australia, came back, he started judging. He's now the head judge of the Drift Masters European Championship. The car came back up for sale. He decided he was going to buy it, and now he is back on the grid. But with all that judging experience and all that driving experience, what can he do here on his first run of qualifying? Well, I know he'll be eager to put on a show, and I know a lot of people, the family back in Cork, will be rooting him on and wishing him well.
Yeah, it's very good to see Kevin back in competition. You know, a guy who took this competing stuff very seriously when he was back in the day, and it's good to see.
It's funny, he used to have the nickname the Young Gun.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we can call him that anymore. So
a very good run there for Kevin. As you know, he knows how to impress the judges. He's been up here for long enough now as well, and obviously being the head judge of Drift Masters.
It's hugely important. It gives a great insight to what the judges want and what they're looking for, and Kevin O'Connell breaks into the 80s with an 81, so
very good first
you know what?
Kevin.
It's as if he never left.
Yeah, exactly. A good start back in the competitive side again from Kevin.
Just finished up my first qualifying run and really happy with a score of 81 on the board with a nice, safe and consistent run. Definitely a few things to improve on in the second run, but now that I'm pretty sure that I'll be safe for the top 32, I can at least go absolutely mental for the second one and throw in a big entry and plenty of angle at everywhere else where I was slightly safe the last time. So I'll drop in the next one now and let's see how we do. Can we improve on the first one?
Ron, Kevin O'Connell now sits on the line, 14th position after his 81. I think he's going to come looking for it here, Connor. I think
yeah,
point to prove.
I think so. I think Kevin is going to send it fairly hard, and he's in a really good position here, so it gives him that allowance to push hard. And yeah, as we said a while ago, Kevin seems to be a really strong driver, and also a strong driver in battles as well, who knows how to chase drive, which is a massive advantage. So yeah, I'm excited to see Kevin inside the top 32, and maybe he can shake things up and get back to you know, a winning form from the off. And a very good start from Kevin, being away from competitive side for so long. It's a great story, and you know, I think the last time Kevin competed, James was driving the RX-7 as well, which is
exactly.
It's cool to see them both back out in, you know, the same cars.
For Shane O'Farrell now as he leaves the line for his second run. 41.7 on his first attempt, 54th position, so he's way down the order. But we know Shane O'Farrell has what it takes. Can he hold it together? Can he...
A very good first half there from Shane O'Farrell, and hopefully he can keep it together, staying on line, doing a good job of staying consistent here. Again, another driver, you know, just in between that limbo zone. How far can you go without, you know, making too much of a big mistake to be outside the top 32? And
yeah.
I'm really not sure about this one.
I think he got to that point on the track where, yeah, just look at seeing that score drop in, and a 70, like a really strong run, but 37th position. That will be the end of the weekend for Shane O'Farrell. How disappointing for him, but you know what, a really strong effort, and something that he can walk away with his head.
Qualifying is done and dusted, finished up in 19th position, and not too bad considering it's the first qualifying session I've ever done in 6 years, so really happy with that. And top 32 is starting now up against Zach Gibson. Really looking forward to it. Let's see how it goes.
We move on. Zach Gibson now to take on Kevin O'Connell. Now talk about this. A youngster
this is
coming
what I was
through.
looking forward to as well.
You mentioned it earlier, Connor, you did, and I think this is a really exciting one. Interestingly, Gibson, the higher qualifier, less experienced than O'Connell. The head judge in the Drift Masters European Championship, can he get into the top 16? Well, Zach Gibson is looking good straight from the off here. No big errors just yet. And schooling the veteran here, Connor.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach on a mission out front there, a very good leader again, but Kevin is right up onto the door, and this is the chase what I've been talking about. Kevin knows how to chase drive. He's a very clever driver, but you know what? Can't take it from Zach, doing a good job out front, and Kevin, a bit of heavy braking and gets a little bit of a gap opened up. And
Zach Gibson, Kevin O'Connell, a former pro driver, a judge with the wealth of experience, but now he's in a situation here where he needs to find something special in this lead run, or he could be going home. What has Gibson got in the chase position? That's where the money is earned at the end of the day, but Kevin O'Connell now looks to have the pace here as Gibson takes a shallow line to try and gain some proximity, and even with that doesn't get where he needs to be. And I think the experience of Kevin O'Connell may just be weighing out here over the 2 runs as we see him put foot to floor. Gibson makes a final dive and manages to keep it going there, Connor. It looked as though he might have had to slow up and stop.
yeah, I
kept
think.
Let's see if the judges agree with our assessment of the runs. We go back over to them. Kieran Hines, who's getting the call and going through to the top 16, Gibson or O'Connell?
My judges, or my vote is with Kevin O'Connell.
And Jack Shanahan.
My vote is also with Kevin O'Connell.
So Kevin O'Connell moves on to the top 16. As we move on, 2 more battles in the top 16 to go. Blaine Rafferty to take on Kevin O'Connell in the first one. They are on the line. If you like 180SX as well, you're going to be spoiled for choice here. Kevin O'Connell with the experience, but Blaine Rafferty has been looking good here this afternoon, and don't count him out by any means. But can he take down the head judge of the Drift Masters European Champion and former pro driver in Ireland, Kevin O'Connell? Kevin O'Connell looks to just have that speed and that setup just a little bit more dialed at the moment, but here comes Blaine Rafferty. Just shallows up a little bit, Connor, to get that angle or to get that proximity on the door, and now loses it as he needs to make another dive. Looks to be a solid lead performance here from Kevin O'Connell. We almost counted out Blaine Rafferty in his last battle against Dara Spencer, and he proved us wrong. So I'm going to hold any opinion here, but straight from the off, Kevin O'Connell looking very quick and looking to have the pace of Blaine Rafferty.
And it's a straight from Kevin O'Connell there, which he's got a little caught in transition. Oh, this is messy from Kevin O'Connell right now, and Blaine is doing a good job out front. And yeah, not probably the cleanest of chase runs. He has the proximity, but very messy from Kevin O'Connell here. I think Blaine has kept it clean, and we might see Blaine advance on here to the top 8 if whatever way the judges look at that correction on the first transition.
Fitzgerald, who's getting the call?
Yeah, my vote is with Blaine Rafferty.
One vote for Blaine Rafferty, and the crowd of 5 people goes crazy. Kieran Hines, who's getting the call?
My vote is with Blaine Rafferty.
2 votes for Blaine Rafferty. He takes down Kevin O'Connell and he moves on to the Grade 8.
Just like that, we are back in the garage after an awesome day of drifting in Mondello. Really happy with how today went. Pat and Shane didn't have the best of luck today, unfortunately. Pat, for his first ever competition and first time trying to qualify, did really well. Really proud of him. Unfortunately, Shane just missed out on the cut for the top 32 after doubling his score from the first run, so fair play to him on that. But the level of competition there today was absolutely insane. As you saw, I kind of put myself out in the last top 16 battle. Top lane was going to be much faster and just came in way too hot and ended up making contact with him. And that's the damage. So definitely going to be busy with the fiberglass repair kit over the next few weeks before round 2. But as I said, super successful day. Really happy to be back in competition after 6 years out. I had forgotten how much of a buzz it was. But guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.